All right, everyone, come have a seat. Sit up tall. So many years ago, when I was a little girl, there was a, what would you call it? It was like summer camp for adults. It was a lovely place, like you'd see in the Poconos, I guess. I've never been there. And it was a resort. And when we went into the dining room, if the people that owned the place wanted everyone out faster, they would have the band play faster music. And of course, everybody ate faster and got out faster. That idea of energies moving together is called entrainment. And we have that in our bodies. It's in nature, it's in biology, it's in physiology. But even within us, because we are all vibration, our thoughts are vibration, and what's in our heart is vibration. So there's this direct energy between our brain and our heart. And when one is out of whack, what happens is they start to move together. And what's very interesting, according to Coleridge Chowdhury, who is a very famous neurologist, she says, what comes from our heart is stronger than what comes from our brain to our heart. That connection is stronger from our heart to our brain than our brain to our heart. So it's in our heart really trains our brain so that they're in line with one another. So the question is, what's in your heart, right? How do we bring these energies up so that in our heart, we can be more open to each other and see a more positive spin on things? Well, we have to listen. We have to quietly listen, breathe, maybe even meditate a little bit, or just sit quietly and notice what's coming out of your heart. You can feel it. So that it sends energy to our brains that's going to be higher, lighter. And then we can just move on our body's vibrations in a little bit higher level. This is a lifelong journey, and this is why we're here, is to love our life. That's the bottom line. Taste the experience of life in the most positive way. So sit up nice and tall. Draw the center of your heart wide. Melt the bottom of your shoulder blades down your back. Close your eyes and come to your breath. As you start to deepen your breath, inhaling through your nose, and exhaling also through your nose. Every now and then you might feel or hear a little vibration, a little humming in your body. You'll notice when you're with people that you really love or you're comfortable with, the bhavana, the energy, the vibrations are higher up. They're happier. They're lighter. When you're in nature, again, that can help your heart having the vibration so it can entrain your brain to a higher level. Two more big full breaths here. Sitting up taller and taller until you slowly open your eyes and open your arms like you're going to give a big hug. Big hug, open your arms, and then give yourself a hug and round your back. Inhale, open up your heart, here you are. Exhale, give yourself a hug with the other arm on top, rounding your back. So I want you to just find the rhythm of your breath here with the movement. Inhale and exhale. Good. And inhale. Oh, yeah. And exhale, make it edgy. No halfway here, right? Inhale and exhale. All right, two more, big and full. You might even catch a thought maybe. And give yourself a hug. Here I am, right? My meanness. And all the way back to center. Take your right hand to the floor, reach all the way over to the right. And take your left elbow back behind you, reaching to the left, dipping to the left. And then find your breath here. Maybe a little deeper to the right. Inhale to the left, elbow back behind you. Make every breath deep. And maybe you can just follow the depth of the breath to the end of the pose. Yeah? Yeah. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. It's interesting how the cobwebs don't take long to come back, right? And all the way back to center, noticing how the left side of your body feels. A little humming there too. Then take your left hand to the earth and reach all the way over to your left. But when you come up, the right elbow reaches back behind you. That's the inhale. Exhale. Maybe bending your left elbow towards the earth. And then inhale. Notice how you inhale to open your heart. Exhale to get into the power of the pose. Yeah, exhale, so beautiful. And just take two more. We're not going to be here very long. Exhale, good. Inhale. Now circle your arms all the way up. Cross your right wrist in front of your left. We do this all the time. Interlace your fingers. You're going to have to flip your palms, lifting up tall, respecting your shoulders wherever they are, and then twist to your left, taking your left ribs to the right and coming back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Last one, big twist, releasing your left hand to your right knee and getting a nice twist. And then look over to your left and dip your chin down towards your chest. We're going to get a lot of shoulder stuff today. So I just want you to start getting nice stretched neck and shoulder here. Stay with your breath. Good. And then inhale back to center. Circle your arms up, left wrist in front, flipping the palms, interlace your fingers and lifting up tall. And then you're going to twist to your left and into the center and to your left. And inhale. Exhale. Can we think of something positive? And all the way to the left, releasing your hands, take your right hand to the left knee, over your left shoulder. Look to your right, dip your chin down. Get a nice stretch and breathe into that space. Oh, yeah. And back to center and right into table. Yeah, where we're getting right into it here. Make your way into cat and cow. So I want to open up our hips. Exhale. And inhale. Oh, yeah. And then come into a neutral spine, keeping the belly engaged but the shoulder blades hugged together, and extend your right leg back behind you, coming onto the tiptoes of your right foot, and take the right heel back, like you want to step back into the earth with your right heel. It's not going to go all the way down to the earth. Adjust your foot so you can lift the belly, maybe lift your left foot, maybe lift your left knee, and just get a little core work here. Also getting into the left flexor. Find your breath here. Good. And then release whatever you lifted on the left, stepping your right foot directly out to the right. And you're going to take some hip circles here and see if maybe you can come onto the tiptoes of your left foot. Good. And then hip circle the other way. See if you can stay on the tiptoes of your left foot. I don't know, not everybody's feet do that. I've got funny feet, I don't know. But I like to stretch our feet. And then I want you to roll your inner thigh bones back. So the bum is reaching back as you sit back towards your left heel. And lift your armpits to soften your chest, getting a big stretch in your hips. Oh, big full breath here. Good. And all the way back to center. Step your right foot in front of you, stepping your right foot to the earth. You can take your left hand to the earth or to a block. If you like to use blocks, this is a great place for a block. And I want you to just open up a twist. So remember, the left waist rolls to the right. You lean back. You keep the shoulder blades hugged together. Big full breath here. Good. Oh, yeah. Exhale your right hand to the floor and extend your right leg in front of you, flexing the front right ankle. Flex the ankle. And you're going to reach through the ball of your right big toe. So there's no sickling the ankle. So the inhale back and then exhale, stepping into your right foot. Oh, get a nice stretch in your hip. Inhale back and exhale forward. There might be some snap, crackle, pop there. This is what we're here to get through all those cobwebs, the Maya, and let's see if we can get a little closer to our hearts. A little deeper, a little more back. 2 more times, a little deeper, a little more back. Oh, yeah. Then step your right foot to the earth. I want you to lift up your left knee, just lift and lower. Good. And step your left foot beside your right, forward fold. Now, soften your knees quite a bit. Lift and spread your toes, and then take your toes back to the earth. I want you to notice how grounded how much grounding that gives you, and you can do that all the time without me directing you, yeah? So with your knees soft, I want you to just kind of release your chest, release your head, and then start to lengthen your legs long. Your right leg's going to feel a little bit more ready to do that than your left. Press your feet down and circle your arms all the way up. Exhale, palms together to your heart center and release. Widen your stance just a little bit, your toes slightly out. And what I want you to do, not just a little bit out, I want you to take your right elbow back, like you're poking your right elbow. You're poking somebody behind you, but the elbow neither goes down nor up, okay? It's really important. Your arm is on a shelf. And then you're gonna reach over to your left and take your bum back. So there's a little squat here. And then inhale back. And you move with the breath, exhale. Inhale that open-heartedness. Exhale. It's amazing how we can spin something. It surprises me every day. Something happened in my family, between my daughter-in-law and my grandson, and I was upset thinking about it. And then my girlfriend said, well, maybe she meant it in a loving way. Oh yeah. I could feel the energy just release in my body. Good. Inhale, exhale. Don't get lazy with the right elbow, guys. Keep it up. Your right elbow is in line with your right shoulder. This is what we do when we have weights. We're doing our shoulders. 2 more times. Bend your knees, squeeze the glute forward. Last one. Let's get those shoulders ready and release. All right. So now we have side bodies long, shoulder blades back. Left elbow. Ready? Adjust it accordingly. That's the big inhale. And then exhale to your right, sitting back. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Come a little lower. A little lower. Good. Squeeze the glute. Get the core back. And let's get into this. 5, 4. Oh yeah. 3, 2. Good. Last one. And release. Take your hands behind your back, taking your feet hip width apart. Interlace your fingers, lift your heart. Make sure there's a softness in your elbows, lifting up tall, and start to fold forward, getting a nice stretch in your low back. And you'll just notice how high you lift your arms up towards your head. it doesn't really matter. Just notice. Take a breath. Step your feet down, come all the way up and release. Good. Now, widen your stance a little deeper and come into goddess. Yeah. Good. Now, keeping your feet long, you're going to reach over to the right and look up at your left arm bone and then come back to center. So it's a little bit, it's a bigger move. Exhale, open up. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, reach. Oh yeah, a little deeper now. Inhale. 2 more times, make it reachy. You're lengthening the whole left side of your body. It's a big deal, and it's going to be very useful when we're coming up. Okay, we're going to go right to the other side. Right arm all the way over. And inhale back to center. And right arm over, sideways, don't go forward or back. Good. 4. Yeah. 3, with the breath, exhale, belly back. This gets right into the core. 2, which is where we're going next. Yeah. Good. Last one. Yeah. And back to center. Now we're getting into it. Now we're getting into our goddess. Okay. Now you're going to take your hands, either taking your fingerprints just above, your fingertips above your ear or behind you. But if your hands are behind you, you never want to press your head forward. Okay. This is just to take the shoulder blades down. And you're going to dip to your right and twist up as if you're twisting to look up to the ceiling. Come back to center and come up. Bend your knees deep. Dip to the right. Look up from the right waist back to center and up. To the left. Look up, it's a twist. Back to center and up. Right, up. So we're asking our core to do some little bit of the heavy lifting here. Good. All the way over, tip, look, tip, and back, and tip, look. Good. So you can feel how we're getting our body ready to do other things, right? Let's do one more on each side. Look up, twist up, back, and center, and over, and twist, and back, and center. Oh, and release. Stand up tall. Notice how you're standing. The shoulder blades are back. Sides of your body are long. Take a big breath. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step all the way back to plank. And you all know if your knees need to be up or down, but the shoulder blades are hugged together and that belly knows what to do. And you're just going to take a few little movements back and forth, engaging the core with your breath. Knees can be down, right? Correct. For this first one, you're going to lower your knees, roll your thigh bones to the earth, and just kind of adjust everything so you know your hands are beside your upper ribs and make your way into your cobra or up dog. Oh yeah. And right into down dog. So you're going to walk your dog, check in with your breath. And there she is. Perfect. Then lower your knees to the earth. You're back in table, and this time you're going to extend your left leg back behind you, taking the left heel back. Really stretch the whole back side of your left leg. You should feel the left shin all the way into the left hammies. Good. Then you can lift your right foot. You can lift your right foot and shin. You can lift your right knee and just draw the belly back. This reminds you to keep the core engaged. And just take a few breaths here. Remember, you can't rush it. You have to actually slow down it, right? And then lower your right shin back to the floor. Extend your left leg all the way out to the left, stepping your left foot to the earth. Come onto the tiptoes of your back right foot and take some hip circles. Just Circle those there hips. Moving with the breath. Oh yeah, even closing your eyes. As if you're circling around, getting deep into the hips, right? And then you're going to change directions. Oh yeah. And come onto the tiptoes of your right foot. Roll your inner thigh bones back. And maybe you'll sit back onto your right heel with your right hip. Lift your armpits and soften your chest. You can feel this from your right foot, your inner thighs, both hips. And see if you can keep your breath even and deep and present. And spin whatever is coming up here in the brightest light. We want to give people the benefit of the doubt. That will lift our heart vibration right into our brains. Good. And right back to center. Good. Step your left foot forward so that your left knee's at 90 degrees. Take your right hand to the floor or to a block and open it up, lean back, big full breath. Good. Take your left hand to the floor, lift your right knee up, lifting and lowering your hips. Good. And then step your right. Nope. You're going to take your left leg forward. I'm sorry. It didn't feel right. Flex your left ankle. Take the left outer hip back. I want to get the stretch in the whole back side of your left leg. Pressing the left outer hip back. And come into your breath. Good. Oh my God, this is so important. Then you're going to step into your left foot and take your left shin forward. Inhale your left hip back. Remember, you're going to reach through the ball of the big toe. No sickled ankles. Exhale, left shin forward. Inhale back. Exhale, forward. Oh my gosh. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Good. Exhale, step into your left foot, lift the right knee up. Step into your left foot and step your right foot forward beside your left, forward fold, belly lifted. Release your head, press your feet down and circle your arms all the way up. Bring your palms together to your heart center and release. Good. Utkatasana, shins forward, bum back. Good. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. Find your way into your twist. You can be upright or not, opening up your heart. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale the other way, over to the left. Open your heart. Lean back. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale and fold forward. Good. Inhale, look halfway up. Reaching your inner thigh bones back, heart forward. Now we're going to get into some more nitty gritty here. So I want you right into your plank with your heart soft. Lower your knees, everybody. Press your knees down to lift your bum and then soften your chest so your bum is lifted. You got that? Belly is back. Now you can extend your arms beside you, behind you with your palms up. Right? Palms up, reaching behind you. And now I want you to take your pelvis to the earth, shoulders up to your ears and then down. Lift your palms, lift your legs, come into a lovely locust pose. Find your breath, find your breath. Big open heart. Good. Oh yeah. Find it. Big full breath. And release. And make your way right into a down dog. Now you're going to widen your stance, soften your knees, take your bum back, and you're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Take your hips back. Hips back. Good. Take a breath here, two here. Then extend your right leg all the way up. All the way up. And then step your right foot forward. I want you to come right into warrior two. This is going to be very weird. So your right toes are out to the right, your left toes are forward, your bum is back. All the way up into warrior two. Good. Got that? Right into warrior two. Good. Take your arms behind your back, lift your heart. So we're getting into shoulders, right? And just get a nice little fold here. Good. Press your feet down, come all the way up. And then take your hands back to the floor and into down dog. Do the same on the left leg up. Soften your knees, cross your left ankle over your right. Take your hips back. Bend both knees are bent. I want you to get into that, right? And then extend your left leg all the way up. Exhale, right into warrior two on the left. Good. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. So make sure your left toes are out to the left, your bum is back, and get into that little movement. Yeah. And then back up to center, warrior two. Then take your hands back to the floor and step your right foot forward beside your left forward fold. That was the first one. Good. Press your feet down and circle your arms all the way up. Bring your palms together to your heart center. Bend your knees deep. Inhale, circle your arms up. Twist to your right, keeping the left hip back. Open your heart. Inhale back to center. Exhale to your left, right outer hip back. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Notice how juicy your hips are. Now step back to plank. And once again, you're going to lower your knees. Keep your bum lifted. Soften your chest. So the shoulder blades are going to hug back behind you. Your bum is lifted. Your knees are to the floor. Now you're going to extend your arms once again behind you with the palms up. You're going to take your pubic bone to the earth. Slide your chest forward. I got to just move a little bit. And take your shoulder blades down your back. Lift your palms. Take your pubic bone to the earth. Lift your legs. Find your breath. Oh my goodness. Big, full locust. Oh yeah. Take a few breaths here, little pulses. And release. And make your way back to table. Good. Now you can take a few hip circles here if you like. All right, so now we're going to do something that is going to be a little bit different. I want you to come onto your forearms. You might have done this in other people's classes, and it's really good. You're going to come onto your forearms, and you're going to take your forearms and hug them together. Make sure the shoulder blades are down your back. They're slid down your back and together. Option one is to keep your knees on the floor and come onto your tiptoes. Option one. Option two, lift your knees. Keep your bum back. You can even alternate between them if it gets to be too much. Option three is to keep the shoulder blades engaged. Lift your knees into a forearm dog and come onto your tiptoes, maybe even tiptoeing your feet slightly forward and taking your chest back. And I just want you to breathe here, wherever you're at, about 5 breaths. You might get a little shaking, a little vibrating. Oh yeah. Perfect. Good. Now you're going to lower your knees back to the floor. Come through table and into down dog. That is an important little step there, guys. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Prepare right for warrior two. So your right foot is forward, your left toes are to the long edge of your mat. And come all the way up. Warrior two. So here we've been. Now you're going to take your right forearm to your right side, lifting the right waist. Take your bum back and lengthen both legs long into a triangle. But this time, you're going to roll your top left arm, left palm away from you to the back of your body. Bend your left elbow so that your left waist hugs your left hand. reaches towards the right. I don't know if you can see my fingers. Reach back and lift and lower. This is really good for your shoulder, keeping the shoulder blades hugged together. And exhale and inhale. Good. Nice. Now take your left hand back to the floor, and you're going to shorten and widen your stance as you square your feet to the front of your mat. So your feet are on railroad ties. Your feet are wide. Press your feet down and come all the way up. Good. Take your hands behind your back. All right, now, option one, you're going to interlace your fingers, open your heart. Option number two is to grab your opposite elbow. Okay? Option three is to take your fingertips together and then try, see if you can take your palms together, taking your elbows wide, your shoulder blades down your back. Yeah, lots of options. Legs are long, right outer hip back, and you're going to tip forward from the top of the pelvis and just see where you get. Take a few breaths here. If your palms are together, if you're grabbing your opposite forearms, make the elbows reach back. Find a breath or two here. Good. And when you're ready, release your hands. Stepping into your right foot, lift your left leg all the way up. And step your left foot beside your right, forward fold, lifting the belly. And come all the way up. Oh yeah, how's that feel? Oh my God, it feels so good for me. I hope it feels good for you. All right, let's do the other side. Utkatasana, shins forward, bum back. Inhale, circle your arms up. Find your twist. It gets easier, so you go deeper, right? Inhale back to center. Exhale the other way. It gets easier, right? So you get deeper. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank. So now let's get all those parts together, right? Now lower your knees. Come onto your forearms. Shoulder blades hug together. Make your way into a forearm dog. You could bring your toes forward, come onto your tiptoes, take your chest closer to your thigh bones. It might be easier this time. Good. Belly back. Oh yeah. Now, you might be invited to come right into dog from here, and I'd rather you didn't. You'd be invited to lift your elbows, but I'm going to invite you to take your knees back to the earth. And then take your hands to the earth and make your way back into down dog. Good. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Good. Exhale, step your left foot forward, preparing for warrior two, taking your bum back, and open your heart all the way up. Yeah, now left toes are forward. Are you breathing? Your shoulder blades open. Take your left forearm to your left thigh, lifting the left waist. So you get that power. Good. Now we're going to come into our triangle, taking the bum back, triangle. So your heart's totally open. The left ribs are twisted to the right and lifted. Now take your right palm away from you. Bend your right elbow. Take your fingerprints behind you. See, like you're grabbing your left waist. And just see if you can lift and lower. It's going to totally open the shoulder, right? Good. Breathe into it. Right shoulder back. Left waist lifted. Legs nice and longish. Perfect. And come all the way up. Now you're going to pivot on your feet so that your left foot is forward and your feet are wide and your legs are long. And once again, take your hands either behind your back and interlace your fingers, remember? Or you grab your opposite elbows, remember? Or make your way into, it's called secret prayer. Bring your palms together, lifting your hands behind your back. Take your elbows back. Good. Lift your heart and dip forward. Good. Good. Yeah. Take a few breaths here. Okay. And release. Stepping into your left foot, lift your right leg all the way up. Oh yeah. And step your right foot beside your left, forward fold, lifting the belly. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up and palms together to your heart center. And let's make our way into a yoga squat. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now, notice how your upper body feels. Yeah, it's kind of different here. Yeah. Take a nice full breath or two here. Just moving your hips. All right. Good. Now, take your hands to the earth, pressing your fingertips down. You're going to lift your hips, coming into a forward fold. So you have to make your feet hip width apart and parallel. Pressing your feet down, you can always lift and spread your toes as you reach them back to the earth. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up and bring your palms together to your heart center and release. All right, circling your hips. All right, now what are we going to do with these beautiful shoulders? We're going to come into a balance. Yeah. Shoulders are back, our heart is lifted. Stepping into your left foot, take your right heel up towards your ankle, or a little higher, or a little higher. I think someone's at my front door and they think something happened to me because I got time wrong. So we're just going to come into our balance and hopefully they'll go away, but I don't think they will. Right thigh bone back. Make your way into your balance. Good. Okay. And release. Take a circle with your hips, and I want you to do it on the other side and see who's there. All right, last time back to center. All right, last Utkatasana. Inhale, circle your arms up. Come onto the tiptoes of both your feet. Take your palms up, come a little deeper. Heels up, come a little deeper. Come a little deeper, lift and lift and lift. Sorry about that, guys. And then all the way up to center. Last one, fold forward, last vinyasa. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank. And now make your way into a half vinyasa and notice if the shoulders just feel like they know where they're going. And right into down dog. Good. And then lower your knees right back to the earth. And this time I'm going to invite you either to sit on your heels if it's available, or sitting on a block. Okay? So if you can't sit on your heels, sitting on blocks is great. And when I say blocks, I mean maybe even 2 or 3. Okay? Doesn't matter. Good. And just take a nice sit here. Notice how your shoulder blades are down your back, lifting your heart. Close your eyes, and breathe in a way that allows your heart to be open. And see if you can plant positive ideas, really, right into your heart mind. Good. Now I want you to open your eyes, come onto your knees. We're going to start with our quads. So you're going to take your arms forward, and you might go back just a little bit and come forward. But I don't want the bum to lead the way. I want the shoulders to lead the way. And you're going to come back up and inhale back and exhale up. Get into those quads. Inhale and exhale. And inhale. Oh, yeah. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Good. And inhale. Exhale all the way back and back to table. Walk your knees to the right or to the left, coming onto one hip or the other until you come to seated. Very good. All right. So we're going to start with Baddha Konasana. Since we have nice open shoulders, let's make sure our hips are ready too. So the pinky side edges of your feet are grounded. You're going to draw them in, lift your heart. Now, as the energy draws back, you're going to feel a little contraction in your hips. And I want you to hold on to that. Keeping that contraction, lengthen your thigh bones long, lift your heart, and then come slightly forward, slightly forward, slightly forward. Big full breath. Good. And then all the way up. This should feel really good. Now I want you to extend your legs nice and long in front of you. And just kind of get your inner thighs rolled to the earth and widen your bum. And you're going to cross your right ankle over your left ankle, sitting up tall. So the right ankle's crossed on top, right on top. You're going to take your right hand, and maybe you'll grab the top of your right foot or your right shin or your right knee. It doesn't matter. This is not about the forwardness, okay? This is about what feels just at the edge. Now, you're going to press your foot forward and the right shoulder back and get a big stretch in the whole right side of your body. And maybe you'll take your left hand out to the left, but keep the foot reaching forward, but the right shoulder reaching back. And just get a nice stretch there. Yeah. So your right shoulder should get a nice stretch. Yeah. And all the way back up. Change sides. Left ankle crosses over the right. So your right leg's on the bottom, left arm, and either grab whatever you grab. So again, it's not about the forward fold up here. It's about the stretch in the shoulder. So whatever you grab is great. Okay. And then you're going to extend whatever you grab forward and the left shoulder back. You can take your right fingerprints or your right hand behind you, getting a nice stretch in the left shoulder. And just breathe into it. Good. And all the way up. Nice. Now we're going to come back to frog pose, but this time you're going to roll your spine all the way to the earth. So the top of the spine leads the way. You're going to come all the way to the earth. Okay. Now I don't want your heels close to your hips. Maybe just reach them a little further away, but now your hips are openish. And what we're going to do, I'm going to give you options. I like options. Now, again, when you take your hands behind your head, there's a tendency to pull on your neck, and I don't want that. So if you want to take your fingertips by your ears and remember that you're just lifting from the core, that's great. So option one is to lift from the core and look up and come back. You can see that takes the whole complex of muscles into consideration here, okay? Option two is to lift your frog legs and squeeze your elbows towards your knees and then inhale back. Exhale, squeeze it. So pick your poison, guys. Good. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, yeah, 2, last one. All the way back, opening it up and shake your head. No, just shake it right and left. Make sure you're nice, stretching your neck. Good. Now you're going to take your feet to the earth, pressing your feet down, taking your shoulder blades together, because now you can really do all this. And you're just going to lift your hips, coming into a bridge pose. Now make sure, see if you can adjust your feet here. Maybe you'll walk your feet back, but your weight is on your shoulders. Now, if you're too far back and the weight is on your neck, you're too far back. So find that place where your feet are grounded and the weight is on the shoulders, and you're going to lower and squeeze. Inhale and squeeze. Inhale and exhale. I want you to look up so that your gaze is in the direction of your chest. So this also engages your core. So this is part of a core grouping of muscles. Make sure your heels are grounded. Maybe lift and spread your toes here. And notice what happens when your toes are grounded. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lift. Find 8 little pulses here, just little pulses, no rushes, right? This is how we listen. This is how we calm our heart vibrations. Just listen. And then slowly lower all the way back to the earth. Draw your right hand towards your chest, roll your right ankle. And then the left. Just got that left. Your flexor should be nice and flexed up a bit. It should be nice and warm. Good. Good. I want to get a little bit deeper into our core today. So draw your knees towards your chest and roll back and forth until you come back up. Yeah. So we're going to do something that's pretty classic. You can keep your hands around your shins or your hands behind you or your arms in front of you. But the most important thing is to make sure the top of the pelvis is tipped back. Tip it back, and that's going to engage your belly right away. And you're just going to lower a little ways and come up a little ways. It's not a big movement. And wherever your hands are, that's great, right? Exhale. 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 So it's all about the breath and a little movement. And it's really interesting what a little movement and a lot of mindfulness can do. Right? You can just move together, right? Like a flock of birds flying in the sky. You see them flapping their wings in tandem with one another in rhythm. That's what I was talking about, right? 8, 7, slowly 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Last one. And all the way back up. Nice long spine. Close your eyes and take a few breaths here. Good. Now I want you to slowly dip back. But this time we're going to just do the transverse abdominals. And so you can hold on just like you did before, or you can reach. Exhale. 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 Good. Move it. Exhale. Exhale. 8, 7. Slowly. 6. That's the only way we're going to catch it, right? 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Oh, yeah. And now all the way back down. Now we're done. Oh, yay. All right, now you're going to lift your knees and take your knees at 90 degrees so that your shins are parallel to the earth. And I want you to press your thigh bones forward as if you want to press them away from you, but you're going to keep the thigh bones pressing back towards you. Take the top of the pelvis back and you get a lot of connection in your core, but this is also for your hips. It's really to align the back of your pelvis. Take a few breaths here, really enjoy it. It's effortful, I know. Top of the pelvis back, right into the core. Take a few breaths. Oh yeah, and release. Oh yeah, take your knees in towards your chest and make some hip circles here. You know, we don't have to be standing up and having weights to get deep into our body. It's really kind of fun. Okay. Come back to center with your shins parallel to the earth. Take your hands outside your thigh bones. So they're outside the thigh bones. You're pressing your thigh bones in, but the thigh bones are widening wide. And I want you to keep that resistance. You'll feel it in the IT band and your medius and your outer hips. Just move the thigh bones wide as you press them in. And just get a few breaths here. You'll notice, again, a reset in the back of the pelvis. A few big full breaths. Oh, yeah. It should be powerful. Let it be really effortful. It's up to you. Yeah? And release. Take your arms to T. Slide your bum to the left. Lift your knees and drop your knees to the right. Oh, yeah. Open it up. Take a few breaths here. Close your eyes. Allow the breath to come back to a calm breath as we aim our bodies towards Shavasana. Yeah. Make your way back to center. Slide your bum to the right. Lift up your knees and drop them to the left. Rolling your shoulder girdle to the right. And close your eyes. And find that Ujjayi breath, the breath we use to establish the practice. The one we want to come back to every day when we become conscious of our breath and check in with our hearts. What kind of heart rhythm are we sending to our brain? And then make your way back to center. Take your arms, palms up beside you, walking your shoulder blades together. Lift your bum and just kind of shake, shake, shake. Roll your sit bones back to the earth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth as you make your way into Shavasana, allowing yourself just a few minutes of total rest. Start rolling your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, extend your arms up over your head. And exhale through your mouth. Draw your knees to your chest and roll to your right side. And imagine that connection, that nadi from your heart to your brain. And imagine what your heart, the vibrations of your heart sending to your brain as they kind of tick-tock together. And then make your way to a seat on your mat. And bring your palms together at your heart center with your eyes closed. And in this way, you seize the day. The light in me honors that light in you. Namaste. Guys, let me turn off the recording.